Hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. One thing that makes me very happy, two things that make me very happy and satisfied and put me at ease knowing that even when we go through really, really rough times as a society, as we are right now, our love of two things puts me at ease. I have been so anxious lately since Charlie Kirk's assassination, not for my own safety or well-being, but knowing that there are individuals out there who walk around with murderous rage who aren't afraid to act on it. And the reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination, I have felt as anxious as I did in my mid-20s at certain points, and I've really kind of had to talk myself down from that. And it's easy to get consumed by worry and anxiety when we're going through things like this. When you venture out into the world and you look at people and you wonder who's going to snap and if you can trust anyone else. Part of that, honestly, is having lived through the LA riots. And part of that is just being a naturally anxious person. And it's things like Charlie Kirk's murder that set me off. And I have to remember that there are things that people love, that people hold on to, that mean more to them than political disagreements we may have with half of everyone else we're living amongst. Those two things are dogs and music. Cats, sure. Yeah, people are attached to cats. I've never been a cat person, never owned a cat. I don't judge cat people. Yeah, I do, because your houses smell. But I am a dog person. And the fact that people love their dogs as much as they do, if they can take the love they have for their animals and project it outward toward other human beings, I think we'd be in even better shape. I think if you look at other people with the kindness and joy you express for dogs, we would all be in a better place. We'd be at a better foundational baseline to have conversations with one another, because we would recognize the best and the better part in our fellow humans. And that is a better place to start when we are having conversations. The other thing that gives me great hope and optimism about society is people still love music. And I know they love music because everyone is so mad that Bad Bunny has been named as the Super Bowl halftime entertainment. So if you really think about the Super Bowl, by the time you get to halftime, you've already consumed 70, 80% of the food that you're going to eat throughout the day. And, you know, if you're like me, you eat light in the morning because you're getting ready for the wings, the 7-layer dip, and everything else that is going to be thrown at your head hole. And so by the time halftime rolls around, like, I'm ready to waddle into the other room and put on a pair of loose-fitting pants. Halftime at the Super Bowl means so little to my life, but we have put so much emphasis on it. And maybe it's since Jay-Z and Rock Nation took over essentially booking and producing Super Bowl halftime since 2019, because we have had some acts that we have been promised are going to change our lives, and they've kind of sucked. You know, it's like Rihanna, Usher, Kendrick Lamar was pretty good, but not like earth-shattering, life-changing. Not Prince. I thought Katy Perry was very good, and I don't think she gets a lot of credit for it. Lady Gaga, also very good. There have been some phenomenal Super Bowl performers, and maybe we're running out of superstars. So Bad Bunny just did a 31-show residency in Puerto Rico. I had two friends who separately each went to one of his shows, and they were moved so deeply. They said it was the most incredible, emotional musical experience they ever had because they love his music, but he is an amazing performer. So when they announced Bad Bunny was the halftime entertainment, I was like, that's great. It's like he's coming fresh off of this goodwill venture into his homeland where the economy was boosted $200 million from his residency there. And I'm like, oh, that's great. It's kind of like the Taylor Swift effect, but more localized to a place that he absolutely loves. So that's all I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, great, we're finally going to have some entertainment that will move us, excite us, inspire us, ignite the hips and the corazon. And I was legitimately stoked for that. I went to the 2020 Super Bowl when Shakira and J-Lo performed, and I thought they were amazing. So I was like, fantastic, a return to Latin music. Let's do this. And then I saw conservatives absolutely lose their minds. So upset that they named Bad Bunny. And it's like, there are a lot of conservatives that already hate the NFL and feel like the NFL capitulated to woke culture. And maybe that's true. And that also is another cyclical barometer for where we are in society, because you could be at a point where everyone's kneeling and, people don't put their hand on their heart for the national anthem, which I always do. And my race at Augusta, Georgia this weekend, it was so nice to be in a part of the country where when they were playing the Star-Spangled Banner, every athlete stopped and put their hand on their heart and found the flag with their eyes. That was a beautiful thing. Should people be forced to do that? No. Should you do it? Yes, because we live in the greatest country on earth. Did the NFL lose sight of that? Absolutely. But half the country is conservative. So if you want your league to thrive, you cannot ostracize half of the American citizenry, especially, when you're trying to take the NFL brand and project it globally. You can't turn everybody off because, believe it or not, there are conservatives in other parts of the world as well. Having said that, I don't think having Bad Bunny perform is a big FU to Trump and the MAGA movement and conservatives and the Republican Party. I just don't. I think that he is a celebrated, exciting superstar who's going to get people moving. And he's cute and fun to watch. And even if you don't speak a word of Spanish, and I speak 4 words of Spanish, I don't know what he's saying, but I know exactly what he's singing because I feel it in my soul. Yes, Bad Bunny has made anti-Trump comments, anti-ICE comments. He said he was not going to perform in the United States because he didn't want ICE to round up his fans outside his shows. And Tom Homan's like, never thought of that. Kind of a great idea. Gracias, senor. So I understand where he's coming from, but also we don't need to be entirely dramatic and make every single thing political. I say that to Bad Bunny. I say that to the conservatives who are mad that Bad Bunny is going to be performing during the Super Bowl. It's literally 7 minutes of your life, maybe 10. If you're so mad about the show, then you go waddle into your bedroom and put on sweatpants. Go walk your dog. Go smoke a cigar. There are 500 things you could do in that small slice of time that will improve your life than spending months getting angry at something that really, truly is inconsequential. It's just a way of finding another thing to be mad about. And I have to tell you, in addition to the anxiety about where we are and where a small fraction of unstable people are in the society, I also am just completely over the idea that we have to keep lists of things to cancel. I don't want Bad Bunny on my list. I don't want Katy Perry on my list. I don't want Lady Gaga on my list. I don't share my politics with probably 80 or 90% of musicians that I love. And I don't have to. I don't care how they vote. I care how their music makes me feel. And music is important to me. Music is important to a lot of people. Music connects us and heals us. It is our escape. It elevates us. So let it be that. Don't make everything political for politics' sake because you need something to be mad at. There are enough things and people and foes and bad ideas and bad takes in the world to truly be angry about. Don't make yourself any more angry than you have to because it compromises your quality of life and your sleep. And then you'll be so mad, your heart will be so blackened, you will never even be able to love a dog. And don't ever lose that. Music and dogs will save us, just as this podcast saves the world. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say.